Enclosure preparation for loose fiber. Fiber enclosure is the equipment used to offer room for fusion splicing optical fibers. It also provides protection for fused fiber joint point and fiber cables. In this session, we analyze the steps involved in preparing enclosure for loose fiber. Objective: at the end of the session, you will be able to perform enclosure preparation for routing loose fiber cable inside a joint closure. Before we begin the preparation, let us first familiarize with tools and materials required for the preparation. The tools and materials required are joint closure, cable sheath cutter, utility knife, scissors, screwdrivers, IPA solution bottle, lint-free wipes, cable ties, sleeves, and insulation tape. Let us now see the parts of joint closure. A joint enclosure mainly consists of dome cover, splice trays, lock, and seal. Now let us see how the joint closure is disassembled. First, remove the nuts and bushes inside the closure hole. Make a hole using a screwdriver. You can also use a hammer to make the hole for the entry of cable. Remove the dome clamp and the splice trays from the dome. After the disassembly of enclosure, let us now analyze the steps involved in routing loose fiber inside a joint closure. The outer sheath of two cable ends are already removed and ready to be spliced inside a joint closure. First, take the cable through the hole of the cable grommet and unbolt the Jubilee clamp for cable entry. Enter the cable through cable grommet and Jubilee clamp. Now extend the strength member to bolting assembly. Ensure that the cable loose tubes go into splice trays according to the color coding. Now tighten the clamps and bolting assembly. This is fiber organizers or cassettes. Route both the cables inside the cassettes. At the entry point of the cassette, loose tubes of both the cables are tied with a cable tie on either sides. Now reverse the trays upside down. Make use of tray support and Velcro piece. As you can see, the tray support can be bent. This can be used to support the trays which are not in use. There is also a transparent plastic sheet on the top of each tray. This is used for covering the tray. Take the first blue loose tube for routing on the first tray. Mark the tray entry point till which tube length is required to be extended. Gently remove the tube cover by rotational cut. Take care that the fiber inside is not cut. Remove the tube cover. There will be gel inside the tube. With a wipe dipped in IPA solution, wipe away the gel. Inside the tube are fibers with standard color codes. According to the color coding, the fibers are placed in their respective trays. Tie the cut end of tube with the cable tie at the entry point of the tray. Ensure that the tie should lie on the outer tube and not on the fibers. Finally, route the fibers in the tray. Repeat the procedure for the remaining fibers as per requirement. With that, we have come to the end of this session. Let's now recall the key points. A joint enclosure mainly consists of base, splice trace, dome cover, lock, and seal. To route loose fiber cable inside a joint closure, unscrew the cable entry port of the joint closure, remove the splice trace from the joint closure, take the cable through the cable grommet into the joint closure, tighten the strength member to the bolting assembly and cable to the clamp. According to the color coding, place the fibers in their respective trays.